Hi everyone, this is Kylie from the QubitBot 23312 FTC team. Today, I'm going to be walking you through how to download, access, and modify FTC robot controller files using GitHub, GitHub Desktop, and Android Studio. Our first step is going to be creating a GitHub account. So, we're going to type GitHub into the search bar. Click on that first result, and then hit the Sign Up button in the upper right-hand corner. We'll now input our email, password, username, and our country. Then we'll hit Create Account, and once our account is verified, we should be good to go. Now that we've created a GitHub account, we need to download GitHub Desktop. We just type GitHub Desktop into that search bar, find the website, and then we'll download the version we need, which for me is going to be for Mac OS. If you do need to download it for Windows, you can scroll down and find it right here. We need GitHub Desktop to work in tandem with Android Studio. So now, we're going to get Android Studio onto our computer. You know the drill. We search up Android Studio, and then we hit that first result. At the time of this recording, the latest version is Narwhal, but it might be updated when you're watching, so don't worry if your version looks different. We'll briefly read the terms of agreement. And now let's get this thing downloaded. Now that we've got GitHub, GitHub Desktop, and Android Studio, we've got all the tools we need for our first project. Alright, now we can get into the exciting stuff. We search up FTC Robot Controller, which is going to bring us back to GitHub. This is a public repository of basic code files for the Into the Deep competition season. We're going to press that green Code button, and then hit Open with GitHub Desktop. Good, now we see it open up. Here we have our own version of the repository, where we can edit it and invite other team members to also make edits. Let's first fetch the origin. Now we can configure our settings to open the repository in Android Studio. Under that external editor drop-down, select Android Studio, and save. Now that we've got everything set up, it's time for the moment of truth. When it opens up in Android Studio, we see a bunch of code. We can click through the drop-downs to see various pre-written code files. In here, there are code files for April tags, motors, servos, gamepads, telemetry, LEDs, and all sorts of robot hardware. As you can see, rookie FTC teams are given a lot of resources to help them get started. There are many pre-written files for different types of sensors, including touch sensors and color sensors. These are typically used in the autonomous period, but they can also be used in the driver-controlled teleop period. Don't worry if the words that I just mentioned, or the code that you see, doesn't make that much sense. In our upcoming videos, we'll be discussing plenty of robot components and how to work with them in software. Under the Team Code folder, here is where your team can start writing their own code files. To do so, you'll double-click on the Team Code folder, scroll up to the top to New, and add a new Java class. Name it something descriptive. For this, we're just going to write it as first code file. Add it to the project, and there we have it. Right now, it doesn't have anything in it, but it's up to you to add code to it. Now that we've made a new code file, we have to commit it to our GitHub repository so that other team members can see the changes we've made. We're going to go to the commit section, and we're going to scroll down through all of the files to find that first code file, since it's the only one we changed. Here we go. and we'll commit and push. Right now there's a warning, but we can commit it anyway. And now we can see the one file has been properly committed. Now whenever you download a repository for the first time, or you make changes to your code, you should sync your project with the Gradle files and check for errors. Now depending on what type of computer you have and what version of Android Studio you're working with, you can find the button in a couple different areas. It should look like a little elephant icon. For me, it's right here on the upper right-hand side. When you're compiling code for the first time, it can sometimes take multiple minutes. So as you wait, you can get up, drink water, stretch, or go touch some grass.
2,000 years later.
Great! The code finally compiled. If it syncs properly and you have no errors, it should look something like this, or say build successful. If so, you're all good to go. And there you have it, how to download, access, and modify FTC robot controller files using GitHub, GitHub Desktop, and Android Studio. Hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful. If you're not too sure what to do next with your code, check out some of our other videos, which go into detail about working with op modes, motors, servos, sensors, gamepads, and more. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, concerns, or insights, feel free to drop a comment below, or send us an email at thecubitbot@gmail.com. See you next time.